Good evening everyone and welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know me, my name is Mary Go-Round and I will be happy to share this moment with you. Okay, so this video is the first episode of many other episodes, hopefully, of this new series that I'm launching that is named Bedtime Talk. I just think that the power of social media and having a platform is to share our experiences with each other and try to evolve from them and learn from them. And if I say anything that inspires you, hopefully then you can take it, and if I say things that don't, then you can leave it. It's as simple as that. And I am open to suggestions as well, and I get inspired every day by people who follow me, who send me so many sweet messages and even critiques sometimes that are very constructive. And I try to wake up every day in order to become a better person, because nobody's perfect and we all made mistakes before. So yeah, it's a journey that we're all in, and that's basically the spirit of this series. So I hope you like it. And before we get going, I need to change into my pajamas. So yay, we are back. And I asked you guys on Instagram, if you don't follow me, it's at @GoRoundMary, if you had anything that you wanted to share with me, or if you had any subject that you wanted me to talk about. And I received many very interesting questions. So I picked 3 questions that I thought were very interesting and difficult to answer, because I don't like easy things. I will keep these questions anonymous so that you will, maybe some of you will feel a bit more free to ask questions if I don't reveal your identity online. So don't worry, I can understand that. So someone asks me, what do you do when you feel bad? That's a very generic question, but it depends on what you mean by bad, but I will try to give you many perspectives. What do I do when I feel bad, when bad means guilty? When I do something, maybe to others, or because it happens to all of us, I would never hurt someone on purpose, but I would still feel guilt if I hurt someone. I think that the best way to deal with guilt is to try to transform it into something more constructive, as just like observing yourself, understanding why you are in that situation, why you are feeling guilty. It's important to look at your feelings and to try to understand why you are feeling them, and try to get in touch with your inner self and understand yourself more, because sometimes we don't understand ourselves. Instead of focusing on the pain and on how to get rid of it, focus on why it's happening to you, why you feel bad, because it's not only about guilt, it's also about many other feelings, I guess, that you are referring to as the word bad, even though I don't think there's such a thing as a bad feeling, because every feeling is here for a reason, and we are human beings. We're not supposed to feel only happiness or joy. I remember when I used to choose the different aspects of the personality of my sim, I used to put a bit of you know, flaws, because we all have flaws, we can't be perfect. And I remember that my sim was going through many phases of sadness and happiness, but I never judged my sim for being like that. And that's the same for human beings, for real life. We're not supposed to feel only positive feelings. Also, if you mean what do you do when you feel bad as what do you do when you feel sad, I just don't reject that feeling, and that's very important. And I wish someone told me that before I understood it myself. But again, maybe that's part of a process that made me deal with these emotions more easily, is that I understood that myself. And when I feel sad, when I feel angry, when I feel any type of unpleasant feeling, I don't reject that feeling. First step, it's very important. I accept it. I look at myself from an external body, and I tell myself, it's okay to feel the way you feel. Feel the whole thing. Take it all in. And then, when you're out of that state of just feeling and having so many informations, and it's not pleasant, but it will go away, and that's how you get the feeling to be processed, is that you don't reject it, you just take it. Is it useful? Does it help you keep going, or does it keep you on the ground? Don't be afraid to ask yourself questions. I think it's very important. Next question. So someone says, sometimes I just feel like I don't belong to the moment. Even if I'm surrounded by people I love and who loved me back. I will try to talk from my perspective. It happens to me a lot. As someone who is known for being in her bubble, as an artist, as an overly sensitive person, I sometimes have no energy for social interactions. And it takes a lot of energy for me to interact with others, and that's completely normal. What I try to do is that I try to isolate myself after this is done, do something I love, really just take some time for yourself. It's your life. You are the most important element in your life. It's not egoistic, it's not selfish to think that way. Everything starts from you. If you have a good relationship with yourself, you can have a good relationship with others. It's normal to feel the need to have some rest with yourself, and you will have more energy to interact with people later. So, last question already. Someone asks, how can I avoid the negative thoughts before bedtime? I either try to think positively myself, or if it's really that kind of night when I'm very, 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 very tired and overwhelmed, I usually put on the Louise Hay evening meditation. I will link down below the evening meditation by Louise Hay. And she explains that everything you do or think at night, you take it to sleep with you. So she says that you want that last thought before you sleep to be positive and healing. So she suggests that you avoid watching the news just before sleep or read newspapers, because medias usually talk about disasters instead of focusing on the positive, because it's much more interesting. So yeah, avoid that before you go to sleep. I also recommend yoga. Yoga, listen, when I used to be an outsider to that world, I thought yoga was just too difficult for me or too extra, or I just didn't realize how fulfilling it felt, how good it felt to practice yoga. And I do have a recommendation. Her name is Adrienne, and she is fantastic. I just love her. And Adrienne, if you're watching this video, thank you. Thank you. You're the best. And she has very specific subjects for her videos. So she has yoga for disasters, yoga for back pain, yoga for anxiety, yoga for this, yoga for that. You have everything. Yeah, I would definitely recommend meditation, yoga, which are pretty much things that you hear a lot, but you wouldn't hear them so much if it didn't work. Also, what I can do if I have negative thoughts at night and I'm just too tired to stand up or do anything like that, I try to tell myself to focus on what I have instead of what I don't have. And I stop judging myself. I stop being harsh on myself. The feelings that I want to avoid before sleeping are guilt, resentment, blame, anger. Positive affirmation works. It works. If you tell yourself positive things every day, which is maybe something that you will find ridiculous or hard, but it is not. Positive affirmations is telling yourself things that are positive about yourself, about your situation, without lying to yourself. For instance, if I feel guilty for doing something, I will face my guilt by telling myself, listen, you did your best, because I always do my best, even when I fail. You did your best. You're not a bad person. You're a good person. You will do better tomorrow. You learned from this today, and tomorrow's another day. So just let it go. Let go of these bad thoughts. Okay, so that wraps up the first episode of Bedtime Talk with Mary. It was not perfect. I'm starting this. I'm still trying to figure out how I want it. I think it will become more and more casual with time. I will get more and more comfortable because it's been a while that I haven't been filming. And yeah, I forgot to introduce you to Usagi. I have a lot of plushes, and I will introduce them to you with time. Thank you so much for watching. It's at the end of the day, I just wanted to remind you that we are human beings and we are all in this together. I will see you on the next episode of Bedtime Talk, and thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, be gentle with yourself, and be gentle with others. I love you.